Hi to all my first grade parents. I just wanted to take a moment and explain kind of what this procedure looks like, what online learning is going to look like. My job is going to be to make your job as easy as possible. I know some of you are working from home and you need your child to be busy so that way that you can do your job. So I'm going to explain some things that will help you to maybe make this transition a little bit smoother. I know it's been a little bit crazy with different dates, and that's just because everything's been changing. But I'm so thankful that even in this time, and trust me, I'm I'm worried at times. I sometimes I go a little stir crazy being in the house, but you know what? I'm so thankful that although these times are changing, we have an unchanging Savior. And this didn't take God by surprise. He knew that this was going to happen, and he knew that this was going to take place in the lives of my students and your children, and God's going to be with them. And even though they may not be at school with me, I'm going to try to make it as fun as possible. So maybe you have a cup of coffee, you can grab your cup of coffee or maybe some water or some tea and we're just going to chit chat for a little bit. I'm going to explain some things. I'm going to show you the lesson plan that I just sent you on Class Dojo. So that way that tomorrow it's going to be the easiest. As you will see, tomorrow we're a little bit ahead in some of the subjects. And so tomorrow may not be a full day, but we're still going to do some things with the students. But first, I just wanted to take a moment, and as I was thinking about talking to you and getting you ready for this journey that we're going to start, I just was thinking you have been chosen to be your child's parent. And I can't think of anyone better than you to be their teacher. You are going to teach them more in this time than I could ever teach them in a whole school year. You're going to teach them how to react to a worldwide pandemic. You're going to teach them how you can be frugal with your money and how you can be inventive, finding ways to be busy about the house and fun ways that they can do things. And just like I was chosen to be your child's teacher, you've been chosen to be their parent. And I know that you are going to do an excellent job. And I'm going to be right alongside with you. Trust me, I'm learning right along with you. I was telling my husband yesterday on our walk, I said, this is out of my comfort zone. I hate being in front of the camera. But you know what? I know this is what's going to help you as the parent. And so I'm going to try my best to help you as much as I can. But I already know you're doing an amazing job. Your children are having the best time because they're with you. And you know what? I think that many people have said this, but this is the first time in our history that I can remember, and many people can remember, that we've been forced to spend time with our families. Now, I know some of you still have to work. And thank you for those that are on the front lines. Some of you are nurses, some of you are doctors, and thank you for working on the front lines. But many of you are working from home. Many of you, your schedule has been slowed way down. There's no basketball games, there's no soccer games, there's no gymnastics. There's just time spent with your family. And wow, I can think if I were a little child at this time, not really have that many cares in the world, that when I'm an adult, I would look back at this time and say, wow, I can remember the fun times we had as a family. And maybe it wasn't that fun at the time, but they look back and remember all the memories that they made during this time. And I also want to encourage you from the Word of God, and that is in Philippians 4:13. And many of you know this verse, but it says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. And you know what? That means that you can teach your child. Yes, this isn't something that you really signed up for. You say, I'm not an educator. I didn't sign up for this. But you can do it. God can give you the strength. And just like I'm out of my comfort zone and doing things, I'm still teaching, but I'm not in my classroom. I'm in a bedroom in my house and filming for you guys. I can do it because God gives me the strength, and your children can do it. Your children are going to be able to learn, and they're going to be able to go on, and they're going to do great things for God. So I want to first explain the lesson plan. So I will show you as best I can. This is the piece of paper that you or not piece of paper, but you received this. I did it in a PDF, so that way if you don't have Microsoft Word, it will take you to it should take you to a online version of it that looks just like this. Now, what I'm going to do, I've been thinking about this throughout the week, and now that I've gotten this YouTube thing figured out and how to post it to Class Dojo, I want to make your job as easy as possible. So really, there's no teaching that you're going to have to do. The only teaching really that you're going to have to do probably is going to answer any questions that they may have. Please don't do the work for your child. If they have a question, direct them. I always tell them, you know the answer. Figure it out. I say, take what you know to figure out what you don't know. And so sometimes, I know that you know this, but sometimes they want to get the answer out of us. But as much as possible, try to get them to do it on their own. But as you will see, I've laid it out. You can do this. You can do this in the evening. It won't take them that long. It will be mainly me teaching. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach each lesson, then I'll post it to YouTube, I'll post it to YouTube, and then I'll put the link, and I'll say, this is the Bible lesson for Monday. We're going to do exactly what we do in our class. I'm going to start the day out with our morning greeting, then I'm going to go straight into calendar time, and then we'll go into prayer requests, and I'll pray. And then we'll go straight into Bible. I have a special Bible time that I'm going to do with the boys and girls this week leading up to Easter. And then you'll see the only two things that I won't be teaching, because they do an excellent job, is Abeka does phonics and math. Now you will see for Monday, lesson 134 is a phonics test. And right now we're not doing tests. Mr. Sansbury and I are trying to figure out what would be the best solution for your children. Would it be to give them tests, or would it be just for them to keep on learning? We're still trying to figure that out, and hopefully by next week we should have that answer. So lesson 134 is a phonics test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a video of me reviewing the phonics charts with the boys and girls. They'll need their handbook for reading for that. I didn't put that in the lesson plan, but I'll tell them to get their handbook for reading. Then you'll see math. They're going to log on to their Abeka Pro Teach, and they're going to go to math lesson 135, and they're going to watch lesson 135. Now, if I'm correct, because I watched it, they've already done the front part, so your child, you can kind of watch it and see. But if they've already done it, your children, what we'll do is we'll go through that for their seat work time. We'll go through the front part of their math paper, and then they'll do the back part with them. Spelling, okay, I'm going to be doing spelling with them because you'll see that they do cursive writing in first grade, and we've decided to do manuscript, and the boys and girls wouldn't be able to read the cursive, and so I will be doing spelling with them. Writing, we've already learned all of our manuscript letters, and so basically what writing is right now is just keeping them in the practice of doing good handwriting. And so this is just for them to do a writing paper every single day. You will see on the writing papers that the front is going to be lesson 134, then the back is going to be lesson 135. So they'll do the front one day, they'll do the back the next day. Encourage your child to do their best. I know some of them, writing's a struggle, and writing's not the easiest for them. just encourage them to do their best. Encourage them just to keep on practicing. We say that as we do it, we're making a habit of doing the right thing. And it's just practicing. And so that's what writing is going to be. Seat work, what I'm going to do is each day I'm going to have their paper. I'm going to have their paper. And I'm going to explain their seat work. And we're going to work section by section. I'm going to give them a little bit of time. I'm going to say, okay, we're on page 135, section number 1. It says, double the final consonant, add ing. You go ahead and do it. Mrs. Stevens will wait, and then we'll move on to section number 2. So we'll do it together and allow them to do it. So you won't even need to really, if they do have a question, you can answer it. But Mrs. Stevens I'll stay on the video for a little bit and I'll explain it. And then also science and health. I have the books here. Your children have the books. And so I'll do it with them. Maybe even I'll be able, since I'm home, have a little bit more tools that maybe I can do some science projects with them and different things. Also, that Scholastic website, I've heard from a few of you use that. That's honestly, you don't have to turn that work in. That is honestly for your child. It's a great resource. I know a couple of parents have said the whole family watches it. All the brothers and sisters do. And that's great. That's honestly an opportunity for you. Maybe you're cooking dinner and you need your child to be doing something. Then they'll be cooking, you'll be cooking dinner, and they can be learning about bones. They can be learning about spiders and do all those different things. Just a fun thing. I think if I'm not mistaken, it lasts for 5 weeks. I may be wrong on that, but you can do it up until the time that it's done. Look on YouTube, look on Google. There are so many things during this time, because we're not the only school. It is nationwide that schools are out of school, that many students are out of school. And so look on YouTube. I've heard there's this one YouTube channel called Cosmic Kids Yoga that they do yoga. I've seen a couple of kids do it, and it looks a lot of fun. I don't know. I've not done it, and I've not researched it, but I've seen videos of it, and it's just a good way. Especially it's raining today. I'm filming this on Sunday, and so it's raining today. You need your kids to get some energy out. It allows them to get their energy out in a constructive way. There's so many different things. I know where I used to live, the Riverbank Zoo in Columbia, South Carolina, they're doing something with their zoo. Check for zoos. I know that different zoos, because you can't go, they're doing free online things. There's just so many things. Isn't technology the greatest thing to be able to do so many things? Another thing I forgot to mention was spelling. What I'm going to do is, because normally what we do is we'll review the list a couple of times. We'll do the spelling pages that we normally do, but then we normally play a couple of games. That would be a great time for your kids. And I'm even going to say, kiddos, ask your parents if you can get on Spelling City and allow them to play maybe 10 minutes, maybe one game. But that just allows them to learn their spelling list. Hopefully this all makes sense. I know it's a lot of information, and I'm, again, sorry for all the confusion. I know some of you started the work, and then some of you didn't know what you were supposed to be doing. Really, what we were supposed to be was last week was supposed to be the first week, but many of you did the work during spring break, and there was just a confusion, and that's okay. But you know what? It'll all work out. And you know what? Your children, they may have had an extra spring break, but you know what? It is okay. I just want to end this video to encourage you. You are doing an awesome job. I know you are. And I want you to know that no matter if you get frustrated or you get upset at your children, you're still doing an awesome job. You know what? Each of us didn't expect this. You know what? I expected to come back from spring break and be able to see all my kiddos again, and that's not God's plan. But you know what? just like I've told the boys and girls, God never leaves us nor forsakes us. And you know what? God is right here in the midst of this. A friend was texting me the other day and saying, it is amazing to see how so many people are turning towards God during this time. And you know what? Maybe this was a time for our nation to turn back to God. I don't really know what God has planned for this time. But I hope that you're able to spend some more time with as a family. And I hope that you're not overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, give me a call and I will encourage you. I'll answer any of your questions. I'm pretty sure I put my email on, or my email and my number. But you can also contact me through Class Dojo. It's almost like messaging. If you message me in Class Dojo, it's almost like you're text messaging me and I can answer you right back. But I just want to encourage you to just keep on keeping on. I know that you're doing an awesome job and just keep up the good work. And hopefully this will work and hopefully that there will be minimal delays and minimal confusion. But hopefully what I'm going to do will help you to help your child as we continue this online learning. I will see you later. And again, please feel free to contact me with any questions. Thank you so much for all that you do.